Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 altcoins which have 7 to 25x potential in a sector which is very undervalued and is about to explode in the next few months. If that sounds interesting, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Also, drop me a comment down below. What are the cryptos that you personally are looking at right now? I'll be sure to check some of them out and give you some feedback in the comment section. So, the sector that I am talking about today is none other than DePIN, decentralized physical infrastructure networks. Okay, this sector to me is one of the best utility sectors, one of the best use cases for blockchain technology that is still incredibly undervalued. We've had DeFi blow up, which is decentralized finance. Now it's time for something a bit more bold, something a bit bigger in terms of its use cases, which would be decentralized physical infrastructure. Okay, if you think about all the different things that this can apply to, it is vast. And I'm not going to get into all of them because this isn't going to be a video where I talk too much about the tech. I'm also going to be talking about price potential with some of these coins. But if you think about it, you've got things like storage, okay? You've got things like GPU rendering. All of these things can be decentralized, democratized, and put into a network where ordinary people can chip into the network and provide and use the network, right? So the way how I see this is it takes away the chance of a single point failure from one centralized entity, and it makes the network more resistant, less likely to go down or have issues like that. So I'm a big fan of it. I like the concept. Whether or not it's going to be a reality to a large scale is yet to be seen. But certainly there's some companies getting involved, some big partnerships with some of these coins. And I'm liking what I'm seeing in terms of an investment opportunity, right? So you've got things like storage, all these things which everyone can help chip in and provide, basically make the network less top down and more equal and democratized. That's kind of the easy way to think about it. And if we look at some of the best projects here, I still think they've got a lot of potential left in them. Okay, it's not maybe like memes where some of the best memes, you're not looking at a lot of gains maybe on coins like Pepe, coins like Bonk, coins like Whiff. A lot of them are very high valuations. But when we look at some of the DePIN projects, even the high cap ones like the Renders and the Taos, I still think they've got a big move left in them for this bull run as we head into that altcoin season with the total free crypto market cap breaking out. So I'm going to share to you here 4 projects in the sector, and I'm going to basically tell you where I think they can go and why I'm so bullish on them. But before we do, I just want to show you this quick little graph here, which shows you the fact that, DePIN, it's not necessarily on the level of memes in terms of ROI. Nothing is. But it's one of the upcoming sectors which proved itself in the early stages of 2024, right? The first half of 2024. It was the 4th biggest gaining category out of all the different categories there are in crypto. Better than GameFi, better than Layer 1s, better than Layer 2s, better than interoperability. All these different narratives, DePIN outperformed apart from RWA, memes, and AI. And the next 6 months could be very different, okay? So I am very bullish on this narrative. I think everyone should have some of these in your portfolio. You've got a lot of different options. But I'm going to share with you the 4 that I'm betting on and the 4 that I think will do very well. So number 1, we have Render. Number 2, we have Tau. Number 3, we have Arweave. And number 4, we have Peaq. I'm going to go into each of these, tell you where I think they'll go in terms of price and which ones have the highest X potential from here. So if we start off with Render, we can see Render has already performed pretty strong this cycle, making a brand new all-time high in 2024 compared to its 2021 bull run high. That shows you that DePIN is a narrative to be looking at because the projects that have already had a bull run have already exceeded their previous all-time highs. You compare that to something like gaming, a lot of the top gaming projects are yet to exceed their all-time highs, such as Axie Infinity, Sandbox, and Decentraland. I still think gaming can do well, but it hasn't proven itself so far this cycle on the same level as something like DePIN has. So why do I like Render? Well, it's only 4 billion in market cap, yet they have some incredible partnerships, okay? They've been partnered with Apple, They've been partnered with NVIDIA. I mean, these are massive companies that have been using Render's technology. I'm pretty sure Apple used it for the Vision Pro headset VR thing. So that's pretty incredible. And I think it's just getting started, to be quite honest with you. I think this one could maybe go to a 40 to 50 billion market cap, which would be an $80 render. I think it can go over 10x what it is right now. You know, maybe $80 to $100 would be my bull run target. Now, it's not guaranteed. It could go lower than that. It could go higher than that. But that's the type of gain that I'm looking at, which at this stage in the cycle is still pretty good. A 10x on your money after the halving, you're not complaining, right? So obviously, if you would have bought it in the bear market down here, then you're going to make crazy gains. But from buying right now, I think a 10x is left in the tank. But if you're looking for more than that, I have got some projects which have a bit more potential than just a 10x. But my other project, which would be around a 10x as well, would be Bittensor Tau. I think this one could do maybe a 5,000 to 8,000 price in the bull run. So Bittensor Tau is my favorite AI crypto. It's also my favorite crypto that would be considered DePIN as well. And the reason for that is AI is the narrative this bull run. If you can decentralize AI in a way that is efficient and is actually incentivizing using it through the token, this is going to be insane. Look at how big OpenAI become in such a short period of time through ChatGPT. If Tau can actually be decentralized and be efficient and incentivize big development with the subnets, I think this thing could do crazy, crazy things in the bull run in terms of price. Okay, we have an AI narrative around the world. Everyone's talking about it. Some people don't like ChatGPT because it's quite woke. It's very centralized, and they're looking for decentralized, more open source platforms, such as what Bittensor Tau is doing. So you can come and build on Tau. The token is like the incentive mechanism, and it rewards people who are building, people who are basically creating innovations on Tau. So I'm very bullish on this. It's a layer one as well. I think Tau could maybe go between $5,000 to $8,000 in price in the bull run. Now we're going to get into the picks, which I think could do more than a 15x. So Arweave could potentially do more than a 15x. This is all about storage. Instagram and Meta have used Arweave in the past with the NFTs on the metaverse type of thing. And I think they used it as well with Instagram. So very bullish on this. This is all about storage. They've got their permanent web, which is basically a censorship resistant web. You know, very simple. It's like Google that's actually censorship resistant, and they're not going to be censoring certain bits of information. And you can basically give your files to Arweave, store your data in a more decentralized and censorship resistant way. So pretty good, and it's cheaper than using centralized platforms. So I like it. I think it's going to do really well. It's 1.2 billion in market cap. It's a really good buy right now. Wouldn't be surprised if Arweave could go to around $200 per coin minimum. And maybe in the bull run at the peaks, it could even hit maybe $300, $400. It all depends on the scale of this bull run. But I think at 1 billion market cap, it's very undervalued. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this above 20 billion during the heights of the bull run, because if we look at Filecoin, which is very similar to Arweave, but just a competitor in a way, and they don't have the emphasis on perma storage, Filecoin went to 12 billion last cycle. So if Filecoin went to 12 billion last cycle, you don't think that the best storage coin this cycle can go to 20 billion? I mean, I personally do. I think it's very undervalued, when you think about what they're doing. So there's massive upside potential there with Arweave. Okay, the final DePIN project I'm going to talk about, and the one which right now I think is maybe the hottest, but it could correct a little bit lower, so I'm not necessarily saying FOMO right in now, is Peaq. This is a layer one dedicated to DePIN. So if you want a well-rounded DePIN coin, which is quite low in market cap, Peaq is the one. It's only 300 million in market cap. If this went to 6 billion, that's a 20x on your money. If it went to 12 billion, you're talking a 40x on your money. Incredible, incredible potential for a project which is brand new and it's got some great partnerships and use cases. So Solana right now is seen as one of the main chains for DePIN, and there's some issues with Solana, and certain DePIN projects don't like it for various reasons, and they're looking to use a layer 1 chain specifically dedicated to DePIN. And that's what Peaq is doing. They've basically purposely built the chain for DePIN. And a purpose-built chain for a certain sector, a sector-specific chain, is probably going to be better than a broad, generalized chain like Solana. Okay, you see this with RWA. You see chains built for RWA. You see chains built for storage, such as Arweave. You see chains built for gaming. Okay, there's a reason why certain chains have a focus on certain sectors. There's certain features with the chain that would make it more appropriate, more applicable to certain sectors. And Peaq is doing that for DePIN. So you can see some of the companies that it's trusted by. You got MasterCard there, you've got Airbus, you got some big names. Really interesting stuff. I mean, that Airbus one, that's a pretty interesting partnership. So very bullish on this. Not sure how much use cases there'll be in like the bull run because it is still quite early, but it doesn't even matter. Like the main thing is the hype, and the hype is definitely going to run into DePIN, and they're going to look for one which is very generalized, not too specific. And Peaq would be the one because it's the layer 1 purposely built for DePIN. So you can see here they've got over $1 billion in value of devices. Okay, so the total value of devices on DePINs on Peaq is $1 billion plus. You've got over 3 million machines, vehicles, robots, and devices. You've got 50 plus DePINs building on the Peaq network, and you have 21 industries being shaped by DePINs on Peaq. So you've already got the institutional usage. You've already got the companies coming and using it. I think this is a pretty good concept. It's decentralized. It's 100,000 TPS, purposely built for DePIN. This is one of the strong layer 1s that I'd be looking at buying right now. Obviously, it's just launched, had a nice little pump here. Now it's coming back down. My target in terms of price is that it could hit the low 40s or mid 40s, and that would be where I would really start to pump in the investments. But right now, I've got a little bag. I'm just waiting for it to cool off a bit, and then I'm probably going to double down and triple down on my position. But those are my projects for DePIN. Don't be underestimating this narrative. It's going to pump a lot. I think every portfolio should have some allocation into it. And those are the best projects that I've personally got in my portfolio in that narrative. I appreciate you all watching the video. If you want to join a VIP group, which is giving you the latest and the greatest projects with buy alerts and giving you sell signals on when to sell them in profits, look no further than my group. It's linked in the description. You've got a 24/7 active Discord community. The people in here are taking crypto very seriously. They're not here to mess about. We have voice chats pretty much every day discussing the markets. And like I said, if you need a helping hand, if you need someone to help guide you this bull run, I'm going to be here for you. You're going to be able to see my real-time buys and sells when we're nailing those prices right at the bottom. You're going to be getting those buy alerts. For example, we did this on Sui. We bought Sui around 70 cents. And we bought Casper around 3 cents, both of which went on to do incredible gains. And that's just naming 2 of many coins which we've called in this group. So go check the reviews. It's all linked in the description. I highly recommend you join. The prices are constantly going up due to the crazy demand that we're getting. And, you don't want to wait too long because the price will probably be higher by the time you wait and make your decision. You can see some of the reviews, people saying it's amazing. I reap so much benefit since I've joined. My portfolio keeps hitting new all-time highs. Archie's buy alerts are a heaven send. His service is professional. He cuts all the crap and talks and guides you the way to our financial goals. Okay, you can see all of this. You can go and read the reviews. People are not paid to do this. They are doing it on their own will. And we have all 5-star reviews. Thank you so much for watching, guys. That's it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Goodbye.